Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of these designs. This design here actually says the same thing in this design here. These words are just kind of unraveled and going around a circle, whereas each of these words are an individual circle. And then this name here, I designed it to be able to fit inside this quote here. Which is kind of neat, but they can also be separate as well. And I suppose this one, or anything circular, could fit inside this as well. It's just for the scale and the line thickness, I made these to work out pretty darn well. Anyway, let's get to reading these. So, this is the key to the cipher, and each consonant is made by combining a letter stem with a modifier, which is either a dot or a line. So if we have this shape here, we're in this row because it matches this shape here. And then here's a completed circle inside the word circle, so we're in this row. This is a circle on the line of the word circle, so we're in this row. And I should probably erase the line behind the Y. No, it's fine, because it kind of matches that. Anyway, the word circle line behind each consonant can be erased if you've got notable differences between your vowel sizes. So this X doesn't have the word circle line behind it, whereas this Y does have the word circle line behind it. Yeah. Okay. So vowels are little guys. So vowel, 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 vowel. And vowels have different positions depending on what vowel they are and if they're attached on one of the four consonant stems. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to reading this design. So an A is a little guy because it's a vowel, and its position is outside of the word circle. In fact, this is the word ought as well. So we have the A vowel, and then the U has a line going outwards, and then this shallow divot is the T. And this unraveled style is very similar to this unraveled style. I just do a bit of balancing and line stuff to kind of break it apart. So anyway, ought, and then we have this word here. We have a P with two lines, just like that P there with two lines, and because a P is a circle that's completed with two line modifiers. Then an A outside the word circle, and then an X is on the line of the word circle, and it has two line modifiers as well, just like the P. 1, 2. And then we have another AUT, just like this AUT. And then we have a deep divot. Again, the difference between these two stems is this is a deep divot, whereas this is a shallow divot. A deep divot is more than 50% of a circle, where a shallow divot is 50% or less of a circle. So shallow divot, deep divot, and this is a B because it has no modifiers. E, right on the line of the word circle. And then for these L's, we have 1, 2, 3 dots apiece. So that's why there's a bunch of dots here. And then a U has a line going outwards, and then the M has 1, 2, 3 lines. So this line here is just the line for the U. And then we have this deep divot with one line ending on it here. Lines that pass through letters do not count. Lines count when they end on a letter stem. So this has one line on it, which is good because a G has one line on it. Then the A is the little guy outside the word circle. And then we have this NG with 1, 2, 3 lines here, which is good because an NG can be done as one letter with 3 lines. And then our last word here, we have a shallow divot with 1 and 2 lines. That would be our W. A outside the word circle. R, shallow divot with 3 dots. And then an I has a line going inwards, an L has 3 dots, and a Y has 3 dots. So yeah, that is how this design says that. Things get a bit more complicated when we go into this style. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on it. Here's our first word circle. We have a shallow divot here, which is the shallow divot here, and our first letter is this vowel outside the word circle. So A, U, line going outwards, and T, shallow divot, so ought. And then we have this word here, 2 lines are on the P, so these lines here are the lines from the P. And then we have an A outside the word circle, and this X on the line of the word circle has 2 lines ending on it, and that doesn't count the word circle lines. Only the lines that aren't the word circle lines that end on it count. Otherwise, it would be really hard to do something with the erased background that didn't have exactly 2 lines or more. Anyway, then we have an AUT here, A-U-T. And these lines actually connect up to the M on bellium, or bellum. We have the deep divot, B, and then the E, is actually inside the B, so I'm going to show that here. Bam. Because we can put vowels inside consonants, and then we have this double L, 1, 2, 3 dots on it. And if you have a double letter, you can stack them like this. So the same thickness of line means it's the same letter. So this is the two L's with the U stacked inside it. So all three of these letters are right here, and the U has a line going outwards, and then last but not least we have the M with 1, 2, 3 lines on it. And then here we have our next word. It is a G with one line on it. Then we have the A here, and then instead of doing an NG together as one circle, there's the N and the G separate. Come on, do separate. Oh, you don't want to do separate? Rude. N space G. Okay. So an N has one line on it, and we have the same G as before. So G, A, N, G. And then our last word here, this shallow divot here, has one. And yes, this line does count, even though it looks like a circle, but it is just a line ending here. So 2 lines makes it a W, A outside the word circle. This R has 1, 2, 3 dots by it. Even though this dot's pretty close to this W, closer than this R, you can't have both lines and dots on the same letter, so this dot has to go with the nearest stem that has either nothing or dots on it, which would be this R. And then we have this L with 1, 2, 3 dots, and then a Y with 1, 2 dots. So yeah, that is that. Okay, let's move on to the names. So I'm really happy with this design for Fiona, by the way. I like it a lot. It feels very kind of mathematical, technological, something like that. I like all the concentric circles. Anyway, and kind of the symmetry of it too. So we start at the bottom and we go counterclockwise, and as long as that F crosses the 6 o'clock point, the F meaning this deep divot shape, anything in this orientation from here to here is legible. So basically, as long as this is more towards the bottom than anything else. So right now this is more towards the bottom than this, but now this is more towards the bottom than this, and it would look like we start here and start with the O. And similarly, if this is more towards the bottom, we would start with the A rather than the F. Though I suppose here, we would start here and then we'd still hit the F first. Anyway, let's go ahead and just read this. We have a deep divot here with 1, 2, 3 lines. These lines are pretty sneaky. So the lines are the thin guys here, and 1, 2, 3 of them end on the F, which is good. And the I has a line going inwards towards the middle of our word. And then we have our O, which is a little circle all by itself. And then this thick one here is the N, and its line is actually the same line coming from the I, because again, this is the line from the F, and lines that pass through letters do not count. They only count when they end on it. And then we have our A kind of matching the O on this side. So that would be Fiona. And then we have Nicholas and Alexandra's name. So this actually looks like it would be read Alexandra first because it is more towards the bottom, but because they're names, we have both names here in one circle, so it works out. So I'll start with Nicholas just because it's to the left and you're probably used to reading left to right. So we have this N with one line on it here, just like this N here, and all the other lines pass through it, so they don't count. So that would be the N. And then the I has a line going inwards, like this one here. And then we have this deep divot shape. And on this deep divot shape, there is both a vowel and O, which can be attached like a bead on a string. And there's 1, 2 dots. So that'd be the CH and the O together. So, come on, you highlight. So this is the CHO. Then we continue around. Here we have our L with 1, 2, 3 dots. Using that same kind of dots go to the closest thing with outline rule, we know that these dots have to go here because this letter and this letter already have lines on them, or a line. And then we have our A outside the word circle, and then last but not least an S with 1, 2, 3 lines on a shallow divot. So that's Nicholas. And then Alexandra, here's the bottom, here's our first A, and then we have 1, 2, 3 dots closer to the L, and then 1, 2, 3 dots closer to the R, which we'll get to later because we've got these letters before it. So A, L, E, and then we have an X on the line of the word circle with 1, 2 lines coming from it. The A is inside the consonant stem, which is fine as long as it's outside the word circle, because an A is always outside the word circle. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 dots on the ND, which is here. So an ND can be done as one letter with 4 dots, and then this is the R with 1, 2, 3 dots. And even though these dots are close to the R, they're more closer-ish, and they look like they're part of this word, so they would be part of this word and therefore part of this letter. So yeah, that is your design. I hope you like it. Thank you so much, and thank you for your patience. I know I'm a little bit late in getting this to you, but life has been a thing for me lately. Anyway, so that's your designs. I hope you like them. Thanks. Bye.